Okay.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. It's Thursday night. We are living on the edge because we did not test it tonight. Oh, and actually we have video and we have sound.
Yay!
Yay! So yeah, Thursday night. We're going to be demoing here in a minute. So what do we have coming up this Saturday? In the Crafters Classroom, we're doing the book kit. So that's the book kit. Got some hanging out here, but so this is a flip book kit. The only thing you're going to need, well, not the only thing you're going to need, but the one thing that two things you're going to need is you need paper. I did do an email today, so if you ordered the book kit, you should have gotten an email. So on Saturday, or you could have had this flip book kit from a really long time ago, but you'll need one sheet of 12 by 12 paper because we're going to cut it into 6 by 12 to do the front cover and the back cover. Then you're going to need a strong adhesive, which I prefer ATG or the red line tape, but that has the backer on it. I don't prefer the little snails or the wet glue, just because wet glue has some dry time and the snails just aren't strong enough. So if you're joining me on Saturday, you will need a sheet of 12 by 12 paper to kind of coordinate with what you're doing, scissors, and I think I forgot that in the email, but scissors, and then also adhesive. So we'll see you on Saturday. It's at noon Central Time on Saturday. Then next week, is it the 18th? Yes. The 18th, we have our masculine card class, which we'll show those on the table in a little bit. We're going to do a short comment sold after that. It'll be mostly class kits, pieces, and parts. And I'm going to hopefully have it set up where people that are not on Facebook can watch it on their computer. So, because it's going to be shorter and a little bit more relaxed, I might have a couple of you, like if you can open a couple browsers and, then you can check it for me. If you're normally watching it on Facebook, I'm going to have some of you look and see if you can watch it on the regular computer too. So it's going to be interesting to see if that works. I'm hoping it works because then all of our YouTubers or non-Facebook people can also participate. So that would be kind of fun. Then we'll do a bigger one on Saturday, and that'll be, I think you guys on Thursday will probably buy up all the pieces and parts. So it'll be, more regular products or end pieces or printed pieces or stuff or whatever I find. You never know when I go in my stamp room and in some of my older buckets what I'm going to find. So, and there are still some of those around. So let's go down to the table.
Okay, you're there.
Okay, so I'm here. So first thing, this is another new paper that's coming. It is Blanco Pearl. It's holographic. So it's kind of a cross between like a white mirror, but it does have a little bit of holographic because when I move it, you can see the little bit of rainbow of colors. So, but it's really pretty. So that will be coming next week. So next week also, I got notice that my stocks that I didn't think were going to be in for a few weeks, all but 3 of them will be here next week. So I'm pretty excited about that. It'll probably be later in the week. It'll take me a hot minute to get them online. But that's pretty exciting that they're all but 3 will be in next week. So anyways, let me put these away for just 1 second. We're going to go to our masculine card class. That's next week, Thursday. So we have this one and this one, which you get different sayings, and you get a bunch of different sayings for right here. Then there's a golf one, which there's different golf sayings, so you can use it for birthday, you can use it for retirement. And the beauty of it is you don't actually even need to put your sayings on during class unless you have something that you want to use them for. And then we have a tool card, which on the front of this, I did put the black LeatherLike paper. And there's different sayings for this too. So depending on what who you have in your life and what you want to use them for, there's a thank you. You could use this as a thank you card for maybe somebody that did some work for you. So anyways, that's the masculine class. We still have a few kits left, not too many, and that is next week, Thursday. But tonight, remember, we did this last week. I had the hammered and I tried watercoloring on it. It worked. It did wrinkle a little, not wrinkle, but it did like warp a little, which would be different than our cold press watercolor. The cold press watercolor, they both take water pretty similar. The differences are, this one usually you don't get any paper warping. But the cold press is really hard to emboss on because it sucks your ink into the paper. And by the time you put the powder on it and emboss it, it doesn't work. I've tried it. I've tried it with different embossing powders. I've tried it with different embossing inks. If anybody gets the cold press, our normal Stonehenge cold press to work, let me know because I haven't gotten it to work. So tonight we're going to play with the hammered and emboss it. But our other types of watercolor paper that we played with a couple weeks ago are our Royal Ultra White Felt and then also our Crystal Diamond Print. But now to the watercolor realm, we're adding the hammered, which doesn't have to be watercolored on. If you blew up the picture, it's really hard to see on this camera, but if you blew up the picture that I posted on Facebook, you can see that texture, and it's a really kind of irregular texture. So if you're not looking for smooth, stark white, this is a really nice paper. So anyways, here we go. Actually, before I start with this, I want to go on to the LeatherLike one more time because when I got my embossing powder out and my heat gun, I just tried something. So I took my Versa Mark ink pad, and I also took a clear embossing powder, and I dragged, remember last week we dragged the inks over the top of it? So last week we dragged inks over the top of them, and this is just a silver and gold. But this time I dragged my Versa Mark over the top of, and this is the LeatherLike, and I'm going to do both of them at one time. So I dragged the Versa Mark over the top, and then I'm using a clear embossing powder, which you could use any color embossing powder, but I just like the effect. So I'm going to get my heat tool out. So we do have a, hang on, let me warm this up. We do have a coupon code right now for Mother's Day going on through Sunday. It's the word mother. Imagine that. So anyways, it's for 20% off. Site-wide minus the class page and also minus the sale page. So this, I don't know if you can see this one. This one I did pretty heavy, and you can see all of it on there, but it kind of just looks like, it gives another cool little dimension of texture to your paper. Yeah, let me finish the white one. So anyways, I don't know if you can see the white one or not, but it's kind of got a little shimmer on top of it, or a little like glaze. So it almost looks like an oil slick or rain on there. This one I did a lot heavier, so you can see where it filled in. So yeah, I kind of just liked the dragging my ink pad and then using a clear powder over the top of it. It just kind of gives another dimension. So I thought that was cool. So I wanted to share that with you. Anyways, let's go on to our hammered. So this one, remember, is the one I did last week, and I was just gonna play with it. I stamped it with StazOn, and this is a super old stamp, but I stamped it with StazOn, and then I was like, I wonder if I can color that. Well, I can't color it with my Copics because it was stays on and it would have bled the ink. So I did get my watercolors out and I just colored over the top of it just while I was standing here waiting to go on. I just wanted to see if I could color, because remember we kind of just washed the background on there, and I just wanted to see if I could, you know, color over the top of it, and it worked. So that was a nice, you can let your background dry and then watercolor right over the top of it. Now I did use darker colors because I had yellow in the background, so I used a little bit darker green in there, and then a red and an orange. But yeah, I've never tried that before, so thought I would share. So let's see. Going on to...
For those of you who are cutting out, the video keeps cutting out, try going to YouTube. I'll post a link for you.
Are people...
Couple people
are cutting out?
Yep.
Yeah. That started about almost a month ago. It started where people are getting it, and it actually started during our crafters classroom. So it was like almost a month ago. So right now I am using the white hammered. I'm using a Versamark, and I'm using clear powder. We're just going to do some squares. So this is like a resist technique. So we're going to emboss first and then watercolor. Oh, now I still had pink on there. Darn it. Okay, which I did clean that off with Stays On Cleaner earlier, and I don't have pink on there. So hang on a second. I am going to get more Stays On Cleaner and clean off my stamp a little bit better. Oops. I did leave for a minute. My mom was busy linking, so she didn't even realize I was gone.
Yeah, I knew you were gone. I just didn't say anything. We laughed about that, didn't we?
Because usually I say, I'm leaving here, talk to my mom. But this time I just kind of snuck out of the room. Because I really wanted this as more a white. So I must have used, I used pink last time I used this stamp. Obviously. And I did clean it off once already today. So let's try cleaning it off one more time, because I really don't want pink. I want the white.
This dog is...
Oh, we got the puppy here today.
She wants to climb up on my lap.
But she's not allowed.
She did climb up on my lap.
Yeah. Oh, she's up on her lap anyways.
Okay. Hello, puppy. Are we ignoring you?
So,
are we ignoring you?
There is one fly in here too that's being highly annoying. Where's but Winnie was on the hunt for the fly.
You see it? You see
so, yesterday we had 2 puppies here, and that was fun.
They wore me out.
They wore Nani out, or they wore my mom out. Nani's what my kids call her. Anyways, someday we'll introduce you to Charlie too.
Jeez, oh no, Sarah, that's a bad idea.
The whole kit and caboodle will be here. He might knock over the camera.
The whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, he's a labradoodle. Anyways, he maybe we'll have to just do a still picture of Charlie.
Yeah, I think so. God, that guy's got more energy than I don't know a 2-year-old should have.
So, okay, so let's try that now and see if we can get a white image. And if I don't, I'm just going to go for it anyways. But I really do want white. So here we go. Oh, I might try it again, you know me. Ooh,
that puppy is called Winnie.
That's pretty good. Oh. Did somebody ask your name?
Come up here. Come up here. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, you're a good girl.
Okay, so now I still have a little tinge of pink in there, but I hold my heat gun off to the side just to let it warm up, because then it just embosses faster. So we're now embossing with clear ink.
It's getting me tonight. Oh.
And I didn't try this earlier, so I'm like praying it works. I mean, I did emboss it earlier to find out that it did emboss, but I didn't try watercoloring over the embossing, which normally I do test that too, but it's got a little bit hectic, so.
Dog, she's kissing me a lot tonight. Oh, yes.
Winnie.
Oh.
Okay, so we have our butterflies on there.
Okay, Winnie, off.
And I was worried about getting too much pink on there, so I didn't push down really hard. So let's just test it and see if it's working. I had green on there, so let's get some of our green off.
I put a link on there for the new LeatherLike paper too, for those of you who are interested.
This image isn't great for this technique. So hang on, let's see if the other ones are better. Yeah, that's better, where you can see the darker color a little bit better. So it's a resist technique. So let's try a darker color. The resist works better with darker versus lighter.
Oh, good.
Or my butterfly is not that great in this one, but I'm going to try and do him with a different color. So, and I'm going to try to do a little bit more orange on this one. So the Peerless then will resist the embossing. So let's see, what color do we want to do next? Purple?
Isn't it funny? That must be a Facebook thing that's creating that cutting out, because we're not having any problems apparently on YouTube.
Yeah, it is a Facebook thing, and I don't know what they changed. Somebody told me they changed settings.
Oh.
So I don't know exactly what they changed, but yeah, it is a Facebook thing.
And here we thought it was us.
No, well, I did think it was me. So I'm going to do blue over the top of this yellow one. Not so fond of that, but oh, I'm running out of, oh, here we go. Let's try a little bit more blue. So yeah, this is just a simple resist technique. So if you want to emboss to do the resist technique, the cold press watercolor will not work because you can't emboss on it. So this is a nice alternative to embossing, to be able to emboss. So I am going to let these dry, but you can see this paper does curl a little bit. So that's the one nice thing about the Peerless watercolor. It does not. So yeah, it all depends on your application and what you're using it for. So I'm going to let that dry for a little bit because I am going to cut those squares out and then layer them. So rather than heating them, which I could do too, I'm just going to cut, or I keep
Laura
finding,
says she bets this would work great with the opal polishes.
oh, this, well, you know what will work great? This paper, the LeatherLike paper that I did earlier, somebody, oh, Sue Stenzel picked it up today. She placed an order. She's local. She said, can I pick it up? She said that the waxes work really good over the top of the LeatherLike.
Oh.
So I don't have any waxes to try it, but who said that? Laura Plummer? About the polishes?
Yes.
Yes. So those probably work the same, where you just kind of drag it across the top. So yes, Sue, who's local, picked it up, and she emailed me and said that the waxes work really nice over the top of the LeatherLike. So you have the black and you have the white. And then, yeah, Laura just said that the polishes would probably work good over the top of that too. So if you don't want to do embossing, there's all kinds of other medias that you could do over the top of this. Now I need to expand my mixed media stuff because I have none.
Jennifer sells the waxes.
Yes, Jennifer sells the waxes, and I think she sells the polishes too. I'm not exactly sure. But, okay, let's move on. So, this one, we are going to, you can watercolor it and then emboss over the top, but I am going to try another one where I'm just going to fill it in. Actually, I think I was, so black, you could emboss it first, or you could emboss over the top. But because I'm doing something that I need to kind of know where my stamps are, I am going to stamp it first, because then I can see, because this is some trees. Okay. I'm just looking for placement now, because I put these on here earlier and I didn't think about placement then. I know there is a way to place stuff with the paper, the grid paper that's underneath it, but yeah, I'm not that. I'm just more of a go for it kind of gal. You guys know that about me. So I went in my stamp room and I found this scene.
I think she wants to get on TV tonight, Sarah.
Yeah, she's not getting on TV.
No, I know. I think she wants to.
Yeah.
Wants and needs are something else. Win. Can't do that tonight.
We're again using our Versamark. This works really good with silhouette stamps too. But silhouettes, you could put your watercolor down first and then silhouette stamp over the top of it. You just have to make sure that it's dry. So I am going to flick this. I'm going to put this aside. And I'm going to flick in my garbage can all the extra powder off of there. So yeah, once I got the powder off, there we go. And I'm going to emboss this one. Again, I could have done the embossing after, but I don't want to wait for it to be totally dry, because if you're going to emboss after, you do need to make sure that it is totally dry. So let's heat this up.
Pretty stamp, Sarah.
This is an Impression Obsession. I don't know if she has this as on a clear. I know she has a couple of them that have like water reflections, and I know one is on a clear. I just couldn't find my clear set, but I know it has a water reflection and a fishing guy on it. But yeah, so the Hammered works really nice because you can emboss your image. Either pre-emboss your image or emboss your image after. Okay, so that is some trees reflecting down onto the lake. So again, let's get our, normally I have a piece of paper towel, and I have my paper towel right here.
Oh, yeah. That nice paper towel holder.
Yeah, so then I can blot off my water brush as I go. So, and this one I probably need, oh no, this one has water in it. Okay, here we go. So I was talking to Susan today, and she was saying how she is not good at watercoloring. And I will tell you, with these Peerless watercolors, it makes watercoloring so easy. if anybody is out there that has used the Peerless, just kind of comment, because the Peerless, I think, and I don't know if it's just because I've done it a little bit more, I think the Peerless is super easy to work
Sarah,
with.
what ink did you use?
I used
The black
the Versamark,
Versamark. Thank you.
and it's usually clear. Mine is a little dirty. Did I put blue on there? Yeah, I did.
Obviously, if you said that before, I wasn't listening.
So, but yeah, with the Peerless, I think watercoloring is super easy. And I like to do some watercoloring for you guys a couple times a year. I know I just had the one in the crafters classroom, but I'll do it again. But yeah, just look at how that color flows across there, or spreads. So this one is a little bit, different, because you get a little wrinkling. So, but you have the capability to emboss, which I love that. So yeah, there's our tree line reflection, which is not real straight, but we'll straighten it out. So I am going to heat this to dry it, just so I can layer it. Yeah, if anybody out there, Kay just said she loves the Peerless. If anybody's out there is not sure about watercoloring, Peerless is really the way to go. This book right here is like the beginner book. They have a ton of more colors than that, but look at that one, almost flattened out when I dried it. So this is the first time that I've heated it to dry it. Yeah, I like that.
Very nice.
So let's see if I can cut it straight. I hate it when I stamp crooked and have to cut straight, because it really is, it's a little bit challenging. You can have all kinds of things go wrong. Like not getting a rectangle. So I do have something that I'm layering it on, so maybe I should actually measure that.
Let me give you a...
So it's 3 1/4.
Sarah, do you sell the Peerless paints?
We do sell the Peerless.
Okay, let me go there and get a link.
Oops, I'm going to make this a little bit. So 3 1/8. I'm going to try it. Now we'll see how straight I cut it. Oh, I did a bad job. Okay, well, we are just going to cut more. Actually, I didn't do a bad job because I was trying to go to the ends of the stamp, and the stamp wasn't big enough for this. So I might have to just cut that down. I see where my crookedness is. So I'm just going to cut my border down. Except my border has the nice stitches on it. You guys probably can't see the stitches anyways, so we're good. You wouldn't know if my stitches were there or not, so. Okay. Now I cut it too small. There's more than one way to fix it. I should know better. Measure twice, cut once. Instead of
Or cuss once.
or cuss once. Instead of keep cutting and cutting and cutting. But that's okay. Until you get it perfect. So I'm just going to attach that on there. I did bring a mini slimline card, but I don't mind the big white border. I'm okay with that. Wasn't what I was originally going to do, but hey, things happen.
Ah, I see you removed the plastic plate from the guillotine.
I did.
I hate it. Laura, that's funny. Hmm.
Yep, I did remove the plastic guard so I don't cut my fingers. I don't even know where it is at the moment. And that's okay. I don't know what I'm going to do on here for a word, but I think I'm going to just pop this up. And I think I'll find a little word to go. Actually, I'm not even sure. I think I'm going to pop it up a little. Or near the, yeah, I'm just going to put it right smack dab in the middle. And then I'll figure out what I'm doing for a word later, or maybe I won't even put a word.
You'll be down. You'll be down to a square pretty soon.
Who said that?
Let's see. Jeanette Lacasse.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. Thanks for the laugh, Jeanette.
Yeah, I should have measured that one, but that's okay. If I would have been cutting it like that and done it, I could have acted like I did it on purpose. If I would have.
Go for it.
Even
Kinda
though
gal.
I did do it on purpose, but
Oh.
I like it.
It's nice. Yes.
So
Gorgeous card. Yes, it is,
I'll
Laura.
figure out what I'm doing later for my words. I've got a little bloop up here, so I might put some type of word up there. But yeah. So, anyways, let's go back to our butterflies. I'm going to pull out my handy dandy scissors because I can control those a little bit better. And I'm going to pretend I'm fussy cutting. And I am fussy cutting.
It's because you're such a fussy kind of girl.
So I had to go into my wood stash for these. So I do like my wood stamps. The only thing with my wood stamps is you can't, well, you could take them off of the wood blocks. I don't know, I've never done that. But I do kind of like where you can, especially when you're using watercolor or textured paper, where you can stamp it more than once by having a platform to stamp it on.
You know, this dog thought she was coming for a party tonight. She's not liking being ignored.
She's not being ignored. She's got you pretty trained.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
sitting there petting her, which she's loving every minute of it.
Oh, yes. Yes, I see you, puppety.
So now I just have another plain white card. And you know what? I think I used my layer. So hang on one second. I had cut a 4 by 5 1/4 inch layer. So this one I actually know the size that I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it at 4
I can't type when you're on my lap.
by 5 1/4.
Puppy
Yes.
kisses.
Winnie has just made herself comfortable on my mom's lap. And that's okay. So I did use the 100-pound watercolor as a smooth stock, and it does
Yeah, I
match
know.
the hammered stock
You're such
pretty
a
well.
puppy.
And then my watercolor squares I think I'm going to pop up. So let's just attach this on here. I don't have a word set for this one, so we will figure out a word when we're off camera.
Good girl.
See what I can find. I've been doing a lot of white on white. So now let's figure out how our little squares, they do connect somehow, maybe.
Where's the fly? Where's that
Oh
fly?
yeah, this one connects
Where's
right
that
there.
fly? Is that fly here? I know why you like me tonight. I smell like bacon, don't I? Because I was making bacon at work. That's why I smell like
No.
bacon.
I don't know how they go together, but here, let's put them on.
Oh, look at the fun stuff, Winnie. Oh.
I got some foam tape that I'm just peeling off. And actually, no, I don't want to do that. Okay. I'm just going to use foam tape on the back of here. Now, since I did watercolor these, they are probably a little, you know, not as flat as normal, so I am going to put a little bit extra foam tape just to hold them in place. Oh my gosh, you guys. If I could turn this camera around, I would show you the love session that's going on between this dog that thinks she's a little human and my mom, because they are hugging.
Kissing. Look at it.
And Winnie's trying to kiss her. Yeah.
She smells bacon on me because I was doing bacon at work today. Oh.
So.
Oh, yeah, that's so good. That's
Anyways, yes.
You are so
She
good,
just
Winnie.
helps herself. Maybe eventually I'll have a camera that I can turn around so you can see what's going on the other side.
She won't stop. You won't stop, will you? No. No, you won't. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
almost done getting my foam tape on there. And then, like I said, I'll do a
So you
a
got
word
to go on
last
a
time.
field trip today,
So,
huh? Yeah.
Let's just get them placed backwards so I can see the
You never kiss me.
how much
come you do
space we
that
need
today?
to do around each one.
Do I need kisses today? Do I need kisses today?
Just got done with 6 classes at Mega Meet. We'll have to watch the video from the beginning.
Okay, off. Good
Oh
girl.
yeah, that was a good show. We loved doing that show. So hopefully you stopped at the Rubbernecker booth because they have some of our products in their booth. Okay, so I think I can place them about a 1/4 of an inch. Trying to figure out which way my butterflies go. Oh, that's the way. Hang on, we're gonna pull this one off. Or maybe not.
Oh.
We're just gonna put a bigger gap between them. I do have to pull this one off though. I thought I had them spaced just right, but I don't.
Winnie, I have black dog fur all over me.
Actually, hang on, people.
Oh, they were not there, Sarah.
Oh no, they weren't there. Ah, crap. I keep forgetting that. Yes, you're right. They weren't there. I am sorry. They were supposed to be there, and then I talked to them a few weeks ago, and they said, yeah, something where they weren't able to go. So, sorry. And thank you for letting me know, because I had just had this discussion with somebody this morning, and I totally spaced that out.
Oh, bummer.
It's because I'm concentrating on my spacing here. Okay.
Whoops.
So
where
there.
did you go?
Anyways, we'll just put a word down here. I'm not sure what word, maybe hugs or smile. And then we'll finish that card up. So we have our little bit of watercoloring and with our hammered cardstock. And then we also did some embossing on the new LeatherLike cardstock. So thank you for joining me today, and we will see you next week, Thursday.